are you?
Igor. He might be behind, but
Like to
he might walk
my
his own
parents.
walk.
This is Alex and Ina.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations
Thank
yourself
you.
on your son.
To this auspicious occasion. My name is Mark Newmanville. I'm the city clerk for the city of Berkeley, the elections official for the city of Berkeley. So it's been my joy to have two special elections in the spring of our general election year. It's been a really great training ground for my staff, so we appreciate that opportunity. And we're glad that our second council member has now been elected and we can focus all of our efforts on the November election. So, applause. So, we will do the oath. Okay, repeat after me. I, Igor Tregub,
I, Igor Tregub,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
If you'd like to make a few remarks, please go ahead.
Thank you.
Love you, Igor. Love you.
First of all, I would love to ask for a round of applause for our city clerk and their entire. I think Mark is being very modest about the immense lift that was, but also because they handled it so well. You didn't hear about everything went smoothly from this side. So
Thank you very
again.
much. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for being here today. I have several areas that are not my strong suits, one of them being brevity. Thus, I gave myself exactly 15 minutes to write the speech in between getting ready for tomorrow's budget meeting. My first test will be whether I can fulfill the commitment I'm making to you now to help clear out this room in time for the next council obligation. In all seriousness, though, how can I possibly summarize in a few minutes the story that leads us to this day? I can start with a few origin stories. One involves my grandfather, Josef, who enlisted into the army at the age of 17 to fight the Nazis, risking his life once again a few years later to, with the due diplomacy yet firmness that he instilled in me, tell his superior in no uncertain terms that he had to raise his family in Ukraine, not the other locations that he was being offered, against all odds, being Jewish in the former Soviet Union. He went on to assume the rank of colonel. Even after he was able to put down his arms and devote the rest of his life to educating others, his staunch support of democracy, his deep understanding of fairness, his deep commitment to working hard and doing right by all, whether they're watching, was never far from his ethos, which he instilled in his family and in me. I could tell you about how my parents, Ina and Alex, thank you for being here. Thank you for making the long journey with the last ruble that you had and just a few suitcases to your name, so that I would not have to face the same discrimination that you did simply for being Jewish. 3 countries, 2 states, and several moves later, you gave me the opportunity to pursue a life of service in spite of your understandable trepidation. As public service in the motherland, under the watch then of a relentlessly authoritarian state, which no longer exists, thankfully, did not quite have the same meaning we think of here when we think about public service, and quite often did not end well for anyone involved. Today, as I assume this oath of office, the enormity of its meaning is not lost on me. I recognize that by sharing this space, I am the product of the preceding generation's wildest dreams, dreams that they themselves were not able to pursue. I'm inspired by the sacrifices of others too, those who risked and continue to risk their lives to defend democracy in my country of birth, in this nation, and everywhere. Some lost it fighting for our shared, sacrosanct democratic principles. People like Mayor Olga Suchenko, who, along with her family, defended her village from Russian aggression in the early days of their invasion. And Dmitro Patsubailo, and I was very grateful to be able to attend a showing that Volodymyr invited me to. His code name was Da Vinci. He was a painter, a very gifted one, but he decided to put that career on hold in order to give his all to a higher calling. He became the youngest battalion commander in the history of the Ukrainian army, and sadly lost his life in the battle for democracy. Both of these individuals and so many others laid down their lives so that people like you and me would be able to engage in discourse, agree to disagree, and vote according to our wishes, not someone else's. I am so grateful to have also been inspired by the legacy of so many others, folks that we lost far too soon, that I wish could be here today. Folks like Peggy Moore, John Vigna, and Superintendent Delane Easton, whose beautiful memorial service in Sacramento I just came from. I know they're watching us from above, and I will do my very best to carry their legacies forward. I want to thank all of you for being here today. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your service to our beautiful community. I would like to thank everyone who opened their doors when I was doing a frenetic 2.5-month-long campaign. Had to knock on a lot of doors. Whether it was a 10-second conversation because life happens, or a longer one, including those who invited me to your dinner table and shared stories about your family, your hopes, your dreams, the challenges you're going through. We laughed together, we cried together, we committed to working together. For community members, whether you voted for me or not, it gives me an immense amount of joy to have the opportunity to serve you. I ran on a platform of building bridges and healing divides. I am so honored by the immense representation we have here, from labor to the small business community, movers and shakers in the climate movement, in the affordable housing and housing affordability movement, and everyone in between. Every cause is righteous. And with so many causes, there will at times be situations where we might not agree. Someone once taught me, it might have been my mom, there's a reason why there's only one mouth and two ears that we all have. My commitment is to always listen. And when times get challenging, when we might disagree, just remember that we have common values that we hold sacrosanct. My pledge to you is to remember that and to try to do the most good for the most amount of people. I thank you for your openness to working with me, for showing me the ropes. The challenges before us are vast, but they're not intractable. I know that because you too, you the community, helped raise me for 20 and a half years of my life. You helped instill in me our shared values. And I hope to do right by you. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hopefully making you all proud. And from the bottom of my heart, in my native Ukrainian tongue, Дякую. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Again, congratulations, Igor. And we have to remember to sign the oath. All right, thank you, everybody.